Yo, what's goody? It's Bear in the building. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Kueen Talk. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this episode. Today is episode 30, y'all. 30. That's right. 30. We have made it to 30 episodes. Queen Talk has made it to 30. That's awesome. I already knew we would, but the support has been great. All that's been shown thus far has been amazing. I just really appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. If you've been reaching out and you've been a guest, it hasn't gone unnoticed. Like, thank you for everything. I always need guests, so please, if you are a queer person of color wanting to share your story, please hit me up and let's make that happen for you. You know, there's statistics out there that say that majority of podcasts do not go past episode 3, but they also say that 97% do not make it past episode 50. So Queen Talk is on its way of being in the 3%, but I cannot do that without you guys. So again, if you are wanting to tell your story, let me know and we'll make that happen. But a lot has been going on, happening in my life lately. So, story time. 3 months ago, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer. Immediately after finding out, we as a family, we were doing everything we could for my grandfather and his treatment. We were all changing our schedule around, trying to accommodate so that my grandmother can get as much help as she needed. We realized like it was not slowly, it was declining quickly, his health, and so we needed to get her more help. So we were all just doing what we can and just like what's the next steps to try to get him better. Like it was always like, all right, what do we need to do to get this fixed? So we as a unit, we helped out and we were taking turns really caring for my grandpa while simultaneously slowly watching him fade away. And personally, I was torn through it all. Like, I didn't know if I was being negative for wanting to see reality, like, okay, he's slowly going away, or wanting to be hopeful that he was going to see it through. Because 2 months of him having cancer, um, I went on tour, and before that, like, there was something in me like saying, okay, like I need to go on this tour, but 2 days before I go on the tour, my grandpa goes to the hospital. And so I go to the hospital. I'm there with him for the 2 days and talking to my grandma, and she's telling me, yeah, just go. And I knew that I only had two different states that I would go to, and then we'd have another break. So I was like, okay, I'll go to these two, and then I'll come back. And hopefully, we were hopeful that he would be out of the hospital. But I come back from my break, and he's still in the hospital. So he had been in the hospital for 7 to 10 days at this point, and he was just slowly declining still. And he was able to talk to me, and for those few days that I came back, and he knew who I was and knew people that were coming in, and it was going great. And while I spent those few days back with him, it was nice. And then I went back out on tour and had 3 more dates before going on another break. And so I felt comfortable of going, and I knew I was going to need a flight back home in between because we had a four day break and we were going to go go like sightseeing. But I was like, I got to go home. Um, and so I booked a flight home um, that Sunday and went to see my grandfather, uh, who at this point was in hospice at home. And on that Monday, I went to see him, and then I got a call that Tuesday morning that my grandfather had passed away. And as much as I wanted to continue the tour, something told me that I needed to go home and be with my family. And I'm so glad that God aligned that timing for me to be able to do so. with the breaks in between and the Dropout Club being so supportive during it all, um, it really just helped in the hardest time of my life of my career. First time actually doing the 10 City tour with Damien Styles and actually just like being on the road and having this family situation happen that's like bringing me back here and not being able to really enjoy it with the team like I wanted to. But everything happened the way it was supposed to. Like I said, the breaks in between, lining it up, we were able to do those first five together to where the last five, it was just like riding a bike. The team handled it great. So everything worked out the way it was supposed to. Uh, my grandpa was a great man. He made sure that our family was straight always. He worked hard growing up in a time that being black in a small town of El Dorado, which you guys have heard I've grown up in, but the time he grew up was a worse, even worse time than what I had to deal with. So he took what he had and he made it work and became the man that he was and provided for his family. Which now that I'm older, I see why he didn't like giving out handouts. Um, he had to work super hard for what he had and he learned on his own. No one taught him how to save money. No one taught him how to invest it. No one taught him what to do when you buy a house and what you have to do and the interest rate. He could have paid his house off sooner, but he didn't because he didn't know. Like he didn't know that about credit and all of this stuff, but he just figured it out on his own. And he had a super hard working mentality and I learned from him and I will be forever grateful for what he did teach me and how to just figure it out by yourself because no one else is just going to give it to you. And he's always been supportive of my relationship with my partner. He's never disrespected us in any way. And in fact, he would always ask where she is whenever I came around. So, more concerned I don't lose the great woman I have than anything towards my relationship. So, I will forever be grateful for that. He knew about Kueen Talk and what it was and all of that. Unfortunately, he will not be able to be a part of this podcast, but he he definitely was supportive in what I have going on and yeah, so yeah, I will forever be grateful for the support he gave me as a grandchild. And Grandpa, I love you. Please watch over me. And y'all continue to watch over my family during this time and make sure to hit your own family up. Call them, make time for them. Do it now because tomorrow isn't promised. You know, they always say that, but it is true. And if you hear that cancer word, not saying that it's gonna happen fast, but the doctor for us, definitely made it seem like we had more time than what we had. So just don't take that for granted and just really love on that loved one and it really fought cancer for sure. Um, but time doesn't stop through all of this, like death happens. I still have to go to work. I still have to create this podcast because I still have to make money, grow, and continue to live. Like I feel like after the funeral, it's like, oh, go back to normal, which I understand needs to happen. I can't sit in this state forever, but I just feel like I am telling myself it is okay to feel the way you feel right now, even though it's past the funeral. Just it's okay to still be sad and bummy about it. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it can be hard when everyone else is like, and you don't want to tell everyone, because you don't want everyone to be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, there's moments where I just like didn't, not moments, but you don't want to tell people because you just don't want to have to hear the pity of it or just like have to sit in it when you already do. But I want to thank everyone that has reached out and showed support, brought food over, thank you. Y'all can continue to do that, by the way. That food helped my family out so much. Um, but yeah, thank you guys. Please, please, please pray for my grandmother. Losing your spouse after you've been married 54 years is not easy. And she needs all the support and love she can receive. So do that for my grams, y'all, please. Yeah, life's been lifing, but I still got to go on. And that was great to release. I know that may have been heavy for some of you guys. Some of you may be going through grief. I understand it's not easy, and life still goes on, and time does not stop. And in fact, you just see how how fast time goes by. But reach out to the family you do have, and make sure y'all stay connected. I know we live in our own lives and can be caught up in things and not check with loved ones and others. Um, but just do it. It's crazy for me personally. In my teens and 20s, I suppressed my emotions with things I shouldn't have. So I wasn't really thinking emotionally, like I was just suppressing it all with other things. And now in my 30s, want to express my emotions with friends, but I don't because I feel like they have a lot going on. So I don't want to burden them with my problems. I'm just like, yeah, I want to tell y'all, but like, I'm more of like a listener because like my friends got a lot of things going on right now too. Like, there's a lot, but I'm like, shit, I don't know. Maybe we need to cry together, because it feels good to like let them in, but I didn't even tell my friends about my grandfather. Like when he found out he had cancer, I didn't announce it. I didn't tell my friends like, "Hey, we're going through this." Until it started getting like, "Oh shit, this is declining quickly." Like, let's let people know like if they want to come by, if you want to see him, like please do so right now because we didn't anticipate it going the way that it did. But I didn't even announce that he passed until honestly this episode. I haven't really told my friends like, hey, this is happening in my life. My gym family, no one really knows. My partner's been very very supportive. I've just been around family a lot, which has been great. More family and seen cousins. I've seen cousins that I haven't even seen in a long time. So and just like building those relationships. So it's been really good. But this isn't what I anticipated talking about this week at all, but it feels good to let it out and be vulnerable with you all and let you into my world. Like, this is your host, Bear. And throughout this podcast, you will see that. You'll see the good, the bad, and everything in between. So I just felt like it was good for me to be vulnerable for you guys and really open up and just let you know, like, where I'm at this week and where my head's been at. To just like let you guys in and share with that. So, um, thank you for being a part of this and listening and letting me share with you all. Please continue to show your support. And this is only beginning, y'all. This is only beginning. So, yeah, episode 30. Episode 30. I knew, but did you think we would get here? Um yeah, many more to come, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rest in peace, Papa. I love you forever. As always, family, friends, strangers, love. Be nice.